Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Aditya. I'm a consultant in arthroscopy, sports injuries, and shoulder surgery at Dr. Nandani Hospital. And we'll be discussing a very common problem, which is meniscus injuries.
The human knee consists of three bones: the femur above, the tibia below, and the kneecap on top. So, there are ligaments which help in stabilizing the knee joint. So, inside the knee joint, there is one of the more important ligaments called the ACL. On the side of the knee joint, you see ligaments which are collateral ligaments. In between the bones is the structure called the meniscus. So, this is how the meniscus looks. This is essentially a C shaped cartilage. It is attached to the tibial bone on the back side and in the front side. These are the most important areas of attachment of the meniscus, and this is called the root of the meniscus. And as we'll discuss later, tears involving these regions are very important. Now, the meniscus plays a very important role in dissipating the load across the knee joint and spreading it over a larger area. So, if the meniscus is removed, there is point loading of the cartilage and it can lead to accelerated wear and tear. Now, in a common analogy, you can see four tires of a truck. So, if out of the four rear tires, two are removed, there will be a lot of loading on the remaining two tires.
Now, how does this meniscus get injured? So, it can get injured commonly during sporting activities which involve pivoting, twisting, suddenly changing directions while dancing. In slightly elderly individuals, it can also get injured when they are climbing down from stairs or with trivial injuries like walking over the bumps in a road because already there is a degree of degeneration in the knee joint. The third mechanism of injury obviously involves road traffic accidents where there are associated fractures or ligament injuries. Now, how does this present? So, generally, an individual with a meniscus injury may hear a pop inside the knee joint. They may observe that there is a degree of swelling in the knee joint. They may have pain in the knee joint and recurrent episodes of locking in the knee joint. Meniscus injuries, as such, lead to significant pain while walking and disability while doing day to day activities. Generally, once an individual presents with these symptoms to a sports injury specialist, an MRI is advisable. MRI is used to assess A. Associated ligament injuries, B. Any associated cartilage injuries with the meniscus injury, and also the location and severity of the meniscus injury. When we look in the MRI, there are three gradings of the meniscus injury: grade 1, 2, and 3. So, grade 1 and 2 represent minor injuries, they are generally contusions of the meniscus or incomplete tears. Grade 3 injuries are complete tears of the meniscus. Also, on the MRI, we assess the repairability of the meniscus. So, tears involving the outer two-thirds of the meniscus generally are repairable. Tears which are involving the inner thirds of the meniscus are generally not repairable. Now, what is all this repairability? So, to understand that, we need to look at the treatment options for a meniscus injury. So, there are essentially two treatment options for knee orthopedic problem. One is an operative treatment and one is a non-operative treatment. An operative treatment is generally indicated in younger individuals who have associated ligament injuries, who have associated cartilage injuries, who have significant tears of the meniscus. A non operative treatment is indicated in slightly elderly individuals or in smaller meniscus tears, those who are willing to modify their lifestyle to adopt a more sedentary lifestyle. Non operative treatment consists of physical therapy, exercises to improve the knee strength, core as well as gluteal strength. The second line of treatment in a non operative treatment is injections. So, injections can be in form of steroid injections or viscose supplementation, or more recently, what you have heard of PRP injections. So, all these are generally indicated in minor tears of the meniscus, which are small tears or incomplete tears. Coming to the operative treatment. So, operative treatment, as I said before, is indicated in younger individuals who have significant tears of the meniscus, who have associated cartilage injuries, who desire to be continuing to be active, and those who have ligament injuries also. At the operative treatment of the meniscus, there are two treatment options. One is called meniscectomy, the other one is called meniscus repair. So, what's the difference between these two? So, both these are arthroscopic procedures. In a meniscectomy, essentially, using very small instruments, we pass them inside the knee joint. We trim out the damaged portion of the meniscus. Generally, this is reserved for smaller tears, wherein by removing the small portion of the meniscus, we do not significantly compromise the biomechanics of the knee joint. Whereas larger tears or younger active individuals, we prefer a repair because of the biomechanical importance of the meniscus.
So this is an animation of a meniscectomy. You can see that there is a small tear of the meniscus, and with the help of these small instruments, that small tear is trimmed. Again, there is a larger tear, but just involving the innermost area of the meniscus. So we just remove the torn portion and preserve the remaining part of the meniscus. Now here you can see an animation of a meniscus repair. So this is a technique called an all-inside repair.
Generally, post a meniscus repair kind of a surgery, the individual is non-weight bearing for around 6 weeks. There is a staged rehabilitation. So for 6 weeks, certain exercises are done, 6 to 12 weeks, and 12 to 16 weeks. Generally, by 16 weeks, individual is able to return to sport, do full squats, or squat down or run, and do those activities. Normal walking, everything generally can be resumed by around 6 weeks. Whereas if we compare that to a meniscectomy, meniscectomy is a far smaller procedure. Same day, individual can bear weight on the knee joint and walk. And generally, the recovery is complete by around 6 weeks. However, in the longer run, a meniscus repair gives a better result. Now, there is a different subgroup of meniscus tears called meniscus root tears. So, these are something that happens in individuals around the age of 50. When these injuries happen, it can lead to rapid progression of degenerative changes in the knee joint and arthritis. So, meniscus root tears are generally treated more aggressively, even in that around 50 age group where they are arthroscopically repaired. So here we are seeing an example of a meniscus root repair. This is the tear of the root. First it's cleaned up with these arthroscopic instruments. Then through a tunnel in the tibial bone, special sutures are inserted into the meniscus which will pull those sutures back into the tunnel and will lead to healing. Now these sutures are generally tied up over a button.